Here on the mat, only from RPW. Wow, that was good stuff. Funny. For once, Nicholas H. putting himself over and putting himself on the TV every week, that was worth the while.
Yeah.
Great stuff right here tonight from RPW. And once again, they're coming up on the 30th, right there at the Schiller 5 Point Sheraton in Schiller Park. I'm guessing that's like Big Buddha stomping ground, no? Or do you guys go drink over at Rod's afterwards, or?
Well, I mean, Buddha has run there, but he hasn't run there in quite some time.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
Obviously, it's kind of open to wrestling in general because Joey and CDK ran their thing over there. So, and I think Buddha's going to be running there too, but I think he's going during the week. So.
Okay, and we know that Big Buddha runs over there at the Narragansett AWA Slam Training Center.
Yeah.
Now, does Boz still do training for Windy City guys there on Thursday nights?
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting situation there in and of itself. The fact, interpromotionally, something I had never thought I'd see is Sam DeCero allowing people to go and wrestle at another place, another building, another venue to train, but yet it's still Windy City. It shows that the things are opening up in Chicago wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
And I hope that our show and these forums we have here and these round table conversations maybe contribute something to that.
Well,
that'd be nice.
I will say networking is key, man. I mean, you have to know people in the business to be in the business, you know? I mean, you just can't sit behind closed doors and be in this same bubble all the time. And I think even with Windy City, we're as wrestlers now are allowed to travel more outside of Windy City's doors now. Than they were in the past.
That's a good thing, and that's always been an issue with some people who like to come in here and complain about Windy City. But you know, we don't have any of those people here tonight, so quite frankly, I'm not going to jump on that bandwagon. But what I will say is that it's nice to see guys being able to work at different promotions, and like you've said before, it's cool because you learn more going to different places. Now tonight we've got AAW Eric Priest, the Heritage Title match. Eric Priest taking on Roughneck Jay Ryan. That's our headline main event right here tonight on OTM. Going to be good stuff, and I'm always happy to be here once a week and talk about pro wrestling with some of the up-and-comers. Right here tonight we got Justin Adams, brought us a T-shirt talking about his promotion, RPW. And yeah, hold that up, D'andre. What do you got there? It's a snazzy shirt. I like it.
Man. I like it too, man.
And we've been having a good show and been enjoying our conversation here tonight.
Extra large, yes.
But and from what I understand, Roughneck Jay Ryan, okay, if I may, break gimmick or wrestling code here, Roughneck Jay Ryan is Zero from the Void Effect.
Zero.
Who I originally, another guy started off at Windy City. I know Zero from Void Effect. Well, Roughneck Jay Ryan, he's kind of like a Stan the Lariat Hansen, as I remember, and I'm proud of this guy. I think he's come a long way, and he's taken on Eric Priest. This promises to be a real good one right here tonight from AAW, the Heritage Title match. Heritage Title. Now, anybody ever wrestled for the Heritage Title? Any background on the Heritage Title? It's just a neat. I like the fact that Heritage. That's so. I didn't even know AAW. Nick, AAW's got a Heritage Title, evidently.
Yes, they do, and actually, there's only two other promotions out there that have a Heritage Title, which is MSPW and POW Entertainment.
Wow. And MSPW, the original stomping ground of Eric Priest, if I'm not mistaken.
Right, that's when they used to run in Crest Hill.
Now, Eric Priest isn't going to do a run-in tonight, is he? Because I know there's a serious Eric Priest theme happening here on the show.
No,
he's not waiting up in the green room, is he, Nick?
No, he is not.
Okay, I just wanted to check. I mean, because he's a tough dude, but...
How am I looking?
Oh!
Is that good?
Yeah, look at this. RP Dub.
Yes, let me model it real quick.
Yeah, there you go.
And you too.
Yeah, looking good.
Of On the Mat. And get a RPW T-shirt and be just like me.
Wow. I bet CDK is going to wish he was here tonight because he would have got a free T-shirt.
Oh, yeah, they're going to love this on the internet.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, when this runs finally out on the YouTube, when I finally get to see it. You know what? I got a sad thing to talk about right here tonight. From what I understand, they're shutting down playback in Hammond. This might be one of the last, and I got to confirm from Rob from Hammond Playback last week, Nick. They're shutting down Playback in Hammond. The On the Mat show in a couple of weeks might not run in Hammond anymore, and I just want to say that regretfully that I'm going to miss being on in my original hometown of Hammond, Indiana, and a big shout out to all the Hammond fans and the wrestling fans. There's a lot of them in Hammond, and I just think it's a shame that we're no longer going to be on in the Indiana market.
Well, you can thank AT&T for that crap.
We don't want to, Nick. We don't want to ruffle any feathers here, Nicholas H.O. with loose cannon. But yeah, but I got to tell you, tonight we have got one heck of a main event coming up here on the mat. We've got Justin Adams joining us in studio. Justin, what's on the horizon for you and RPW? Where are you going next? What's happening?
Well, I mean, sky's the limit. You know, like I said, I'm finishing up school now. I'm going to put all my effort into it. You know, I wanna make it the premier league in Chicago. That is my goal.
Now, here's a question I have. How is it running your own fed? I mean, I know there are a lot of feds out here, but one thing I will say, there's a difference between just going and getting a ring and just getting a bunch of guys and wrestling and actually running a business of promotion. And I want to know what's the difference between the two in your eyes.
It's really something else. Like it's hard. There's no other way to put it. Running your own business is hard. There's just so many factors, and you are the main guy that people come to if there's a problem. Like for instance, there's a lot of companies out there that don't promote or promote strictly on the internet. And how are you going to get your name out there if it's just the internet?
Okay, so what are your suggestions? How do you do it?
Posters. I have gotten in trouble. I have gotten villages calling me, calling the places I run for just bombarding the area with posters and literature everywhere.
And also on the internet, you promote.
And on the internet also.
Okay, well, good. Yeah, I'm from the old school too. We got to wrap this up right here tonight. Justin Adams, thank you for joining us. We've had a great show. No Trevor, no Billy Whack, and we kept the thing flowing. I mean, I had a ball. I got a free T-shirt, and I'm going to try and show up. But just a couple announcements on here. Appearing at this show coming up for RPW, you're going to have Steve Boz, Acid Jazz, and what's the guy that looks like King Leonidas?
Alexander Cronus.
Alexander Cronus. I mean, this guy's a powerhouse. He's a goer. I think it's going to be a great show, and if I can get that far out of the way from my Indiana stomping grounds, I'll try and come out. I know there's a whole lot of wrestling going on that night. Do you want to get some upcoming events in real quick, Nick?
After the match.
Oh, here we go. Last segment. Here we go. Eric Priest, Roughneck, Jay Ryan. Let's go to that footage right now. Whoa. I thought we were wrapping it up.
AAW. Now, I will say I really like what they're doing over there, man.
I do. I have to admit though, they are the #1 dog in Chicago right now. I give them.
They can say it. You want to say it? That's fine. They're very good, and I get a big kick out of them.
Well, you know.
But if I had a nickel in my nose for every guy in here that came and said his was the #1 federation, you know what I'd have? A nose full of nickels.
No, but I'm giving props to them from my standpoint. Like, obviously you see, you know, they have a nice setup. They have lights. Yeah. They have barricades, banners, everything. It's a nice entrance with the screen. Everything is very professional.
Couldn't agree more, and it's a fun place to work. And they got a bar in back. Not that I drink at a wrestling show, but they also have air-conditioned locker rooms, and it's a real nice place to work. It really is. I was there with the henchmen a few times and had a ball.
And you know what the thing I like about that place too is that I love the promos. They tell the story right before the match starts. I like that.
Right. Yeah. Like the WWE kind of thing, like a Monday Night Raw used to do more. Yeah, I enjoy that too. And they're nice guys backstage.
Oh,
and it's a great promotion. And we've had Tony Scarpone on the past few weeks and Tenacious P, and they were great guests.
All right, we're going for the lockup here, it looks like.
Here we go. The bell has been rung. Roughneck Jay Ryan in there.
Jay Ryan. Now, I will say, anybody who's wrestled this man knows that he is a stiff one.
Oh, really? Well, you know, you got to put him in there. You know, that's the way it is. This is the sport of kings. We're here to entertain these fans, but we're also here to get to the pay window.
Oh, yeah.
And bottom line is, if you don't beat people up, you ain't going to get there.
Yeah, you are right.
So, maybe he got in the ring with Mike Anthony a few too many times. The sadistic Mike Anthony. We all know about him.
I know that. He's at Windy City.
Yeah, dislocated arm, dislocate your leg.
A Ripper Manson, another one that doesn't, take any, he didn't, no quarter for the rookies. He gives them a hard time from the word go, and then they come out tougher and better men because of it, I think.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Now, there's your lockup, D'Andre. Twisting that arm is Eric Priest. Uh-oh. Short fireman's carry drops him right over. Great stuff right here tonight by Eric Priest. Been featured twice here on OTM this evening.
Yes, Eric Priest, like I said, is a very good wrestler. I always enjoy seeing him wrestle and do his thing. Man.
Yeah, no, that's a guy you might see make the jump one day. He's big enough. He's got the ring skills. I'd love to see him on a TNA or a WWE. And you never know. More power to him. Actually, you got news for me, Nicholas H? Chime in here, please.
Actually, if just recently, Eric Priest, Dinty Moore, trust me, Ritchard T, it can hear me. Ritchard T, PJ Drummond, which is a referee, were on last week's Raw.
Really?
They did security.
And who is this again? Name him again for us.
It was PJ Drummond, which is a referee.
Okay.
Eric Priest.
Okay.
Dinty Moore from Brew City.
I remember Dinty.
So forth. like that because that's when they taped their Raw.
In Green Bay?
In Green Bay.
The Wisconsin boys.
Yes. So
the Wisconsin connection. Now, was Carmine DeSpirito there?
No, he wasn't.
But he's in Florida now, is he not? Doing
he's
something?
traveling all over for NWA.
Well, good for him. More power to him. And it's always nice to see our guys from Chicago up and coming and going places.
Oh, yes.
More power to them, and hope to see y'all on TV one day, guys. Hey, big fist by the Priestmeister. He's ready to snap him up, and sure enough does. Right back into the ring he goes. That's what you call coming back the hard way. Chris Hedford putting them posters back up. Luckily, nobody saw it happen tonight. It all happened off camera. Tried to do the leapfrog. Jay Ryan stopped short. Man, smart wrestling, man. Drops that rope. Over goes the Priest.
Roughneck Jay Ryans. I like to call him Zero.
Now, yeah, right. Now, if Eric Priest was ever to do like a evil gimmick, could he be Eric Judas Priest?
Ooh.
I don't know. Maybe
you might
not.
want to write that down.
Yeah. Some of my gimmick ideas have been pretty bad in the past, but occasionally I got one to throw it against the wall and it stuck. Oh, on the outside, here they go. Jay Ryan's got Eric Priest just clocked him face first to that steel.
Hey, is that Sting in the audience?
I think it's a Sting mask, DeAndre.
Just ask.
It might be Fallen Angel Christopher Daniels. He's been known to put that mask on a time or two. Here we are on the outside. Jay Ryan taking it to the streets. Wow, once again to that steel railing on the outside. Goes Priest, rolls him in. Now he needs to capitalize after all that punishment. Caress of steel, as it were. Big elbow, drops it down hard. Oh, with the knee to the back of the neck, it looked like. And maybe even to his wrists. I think that connected to two places. He really did a double entendre on that one.
Yeah, he looked like it took a lot out of him.
Yeah, it did.
So how long has Eric Priest been working? He's been around for quite some time.
Gosh, you know, Trevor Blanchard and Billy Wacker are better at questions like that. But I've just my first inkling of him was when I was booker at Slam, and I had him at the Hawthorne racetrack probably 4 or 5 years ago. I'm guessing about 6 to 8 years, but I'm really not sure. He's a young guy, and he's got a big career ahead of him, I think.
He does.
Yeah.
And as you were speaking about earlier, Justin, he's not just in-ring sound, he's personality sound. He's very entertaining.
That's what it takes.
That's a fact. Oh, look at his neck pinch, man. Look, is that the sciatic nerve or one of them nerves? But he's got it cinched on hard. Does the Jay Ryan the Roughneck.
Checking for the choke over there.
I can't say as I blame him. But making his way back up is Eric Priest. I think he's got the fans behind him this night.
Great crowd interaction here.
Oh, yeah. As always at AAW, intimate crowd, intimate shows, and they're there every month. So to me, yeah, it harkens back to an old NWA or a USWA. They have their own TV show they put out. They got the video screen, the aforementioned. And the other thing I really like about this promotion is they run in Berwyn, and so does On the Mat. So anytime we talk about them or they talk about us or come on here, it helps promote their shows. And you know what? Oh, Richard T ought to show up there some night. They probably know who I am in Berwyn. What do you know? Yeah, here we go.
Big kick out there.
Yes, it was. Gives him a 1, 2. No. He's trying to rush the ref. I love it when wrestlers do it. I'm going to show you how to count. Jay Ryan.
Some referees don't know how to count to 3, man.
Looks like Jay Ryan's sporting somewhat of a farmer's tan here tonight. He must. He works down on the farm with a cowbell. He's kind of like a roughneck.
Yeah, there you go.
The real thing.
It's quite a beard he's got going there, too.
Yeah, man. He's put on some size in the past few years, too. I'll give this guy all the credit in the world. I can remember when he was a rookie. And look at those fists, man. This is it. Closed fists and out goes Priest, man. He's been spent, I got a feeling.
Eric Priest.
Jay Ryan flies through. He flies through the ropes. Man, oh, man. In the small confines of the Eagles Club, man, he almost just took him. He took him right to the floor, but almost took him into that guardrail again.
And Jay Ryan is no small man. I will say that. He got some weight to him, man.
That's the fact, Jack. And DeAndre, for that matter. Here we go. Face first of them steel steps. Listen to these fans, man. These fans know they got what they came for here tonight at AAW at the Eagles Club in Berwyn. Big elbow. Man, Eric Priest has been taking some punishment. He's liable to have a concussion. Oh, wait a minute. Gets out of the way. Steel ring post. He meets it. Gave it a big old nasty wet kiss. And there he goes with the fist. Eric Priest is fighting back on the floor.
What's going to happen here?
Ow,
Oh.
right across. Right across that steel outside ring railing. Oh, my goodness. Talk about a punishing maneuver. Eric Priest saying, "Ha, what do you think of that now?" Very, very pleased with himself is Eric Priest, as were the fans. Rolls Jay Ryan back in. The Roughneck himself gives chase, does Eric Priest. There he goes with the fists. Bap! Whap! And boffo, if you will. Batman harkens back to Batman from the 60s. Flings him over. Oh, big elbow. Well placed by Jay Ryan, the Roughneck, here tonight at AAW on the Mat, your forum for independent sports, right here, emanating from Comcast. Oh, man, big elbow. Emanating from Comcast Studios here in Elmhurst. Big shout out to our fans in McHenry. Only a 2 gets a kick up. Only a 2, but I'll tell you, a big shout out to all our fans out there at POW Wrestling out in McHenry County and anywhere Nicholas H. gets to watch the show in his home area.
Oh, yeah.
Man, what an elbow
Fighting
by
back.
Priest. Yeah, they're going at it toe-to-toe. Man, look at these.
You hear that?
Yes, I did. That was a slobber knocker to coin a coin. Oh, clothesline by both men are down. This is a headline main event right here tonight, and worthy of it, Nicholas H. has chosen us another instantaneous on the mat ring classic.
And this is for the Heritage Title, too.
Heritage Title. Well, then, who is the Heritage Champion, Nicholas H.?
That was
Eric Priest.
Eric Priest, your Heritage Champion. I didn't see him with the belt when he came in. I was too busy talking to Justin Adams and putting over RPW because I'm excited about that show. King Leonidas gets in the ring. I got to be there.
You know, On the Mat does air in Schiller Park also.
Schiller Park. That's
there you
right,
go.
because Rog's Pub, we used to go watch the show, remember?
Yeah, Rob's,
wow, yeah, good stuff. And a big shout out to everybody at Rog's Pub. They have great food there. They really do.
And they do support indie wrestling.
Yes,
Yeah.
they play the show on TV, man. That's good stuff. Oh, my goodness. Look at that. I think he's got him where he
Going
wants
to
him.
the top now?
I don't know, but Jay Ryan, it looks like he's getting back up. He better get there quick. Taking his time. Jay Ryan gets a fist in. Now he's got him up kind of where he wants him. If Jay Ryan could get up there in time, he might be able to capitalize.
Superplex here. What's going on?
Punches to the face by both men, working each other over on the second rope. Big elbow. Once again, almost falls off. Does Jay Ryan, pushes him off. Eric Priest, he looks like he's going to fly high up to the top. You can barely get that high in the Eagles Club. Big elbow off the top by Priest.
Randy Savage style.
2.
Two. Got a shoulder up. And these fans they're hanging on every single move right here at the Eagles Club. In Berwyn.
They're not holding any punches either, man. I mean,
No.
they're going all out.
This has been a great match so far. I got to hand it to Nicholas H. on this one. And Jay Ryan is trying to get back up. Looks like Eric Priest is lying in wait. Says, come on with it. Boom, with the clothesline just in time. Hits him with another one. Down goes Ryan. Snatches him up. From behind with those big strikes to the back forearms.
You hear that, man?
Yeah, I did.
He's teaching them a lesson here.
Got him up for a form of a torture rack. Dropped him down. Oh, my goodness. 1, 2, and man, just in time with the shoulder up is Eric Priest.
I thought that was it.
So did I.
Wow. Man.
Fascinating stuff right here tonight from the Eagles Club. Jay Ryan got back up. He's making some sort of a hand signal. I don't know what he's planning to do.
It looks like he's going for his finisher here.
I don't know. Oh, lariat perhaps in
nothing more.
Book for a page from the book of Stan Hansen gets caught up. Snatches him up, does Priest. Man, drops him right down on his back for a 1, 2, and a 3.
Yes.
Oh, there he goes. He hit it. Eric Priest, still your Heritage Champion right here tonight on the mat. What a great match. What a great maneuver. And a big shout out to all the AAW guys and Eric Priest. Wow, what a night right here on OTM. I've got to get to some upcoming events, evidently, because we don't have our little honey bear here tonight. But here we go. The VWA is going to be at the Industrial Studio. Their studio, it's in Lansing, Illinois. I drive by there from time to time. This is Frankie Valiant and the Stud Muffins League. And they're there September 29th. It's an internet promotion show. You have to go on the internet to get a ticket. So if I show up there, I know that Jay and Franklin aren't going to let me in. So I better have somebody call as my proxy on the internet. But it's the 29th 29th at the Industrial Studio, and it says here read 35 times. I'm not going to read it 35 times. Nor will I wad it up and throw it. That's somebody else's gimmick. But AAW, September 29th at the Berwyn Eagles Club, Mercury and York versus Sabin and Shelley. Yes, fans, that's Joey Mercury, formerly with WWE, and Christian York, I believe his name is, taking on Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley. These guys got action figures out, fans. So you can come to a place at the Berwyn Eagles Club, get drunk, buy gimmickry at the table, and see guys that actually have action figures. This is going to be a good card, not to mention all the AAW stars. Always a great time. The aforementioned screen, the professionalism of AAW. I say it's a good one to go to. And there's also a table ladder. If it's the same show.
Yeah, it's the same show.
ROH World Champion Austin Aries is going to be there. Wow. And there's a table, ladders, and chairs match featuring the Phoenix Twins taking on Adrenaline Overdose, Bryce Benjamin, and Shane Hollister. Also, Jimmy Jacobs, he's back in wrestling, and Phil Atlas. Jimmy Jacobs, what a great, smaller stature wrestler, but kind of used to do the Ultimate Warrior gimmick, and it was always funny because he'd grab the ropes and shake, and I always got a big kick out of him at IWA Mid-South. Now, we've also got Elite Pro Wrestling the same night, the 29th of 2007, at the Don Preston Rec Center on Costner in Midlothian. Billy Wack and all them call it the Midlow Dome. Evidently, that's an old LWF stomping ground. But we've got they got all three Tomaselli brothers going at it against each other in one night. We've got Brandon Tomaselli, who's holding all these championships, former IWA Mid-South champion, the one half of the Elite Pro Wrestling and IWA Mid-South tag team champions, Vito Tomaselli, taking on their other brother, Sal Tomaselli, who's one half of the Elite Pro Wrestling and IWA Mid-South tag team champions. So that promises to be a good one. Also, Chase Richards is on the card. Chuck Taylor, Dysfunction, Scotty Vortex, Jason Hades, and Ricochet are taking on Prince Ari Daivari and Jake O'Neill. Is Daivari related to WWE Daivari? Yes. You'll have to go there and find out. Oh, okay. Thank you, D'andre. And then we got, here we go. IWA Mid-South Women's Championship match that night. We're going to see Mickey Knuckles take on Kimberly Cash.
Whoa.
Kimberly Cash, she used to slink around it on the mat from time to time. Yeah, matter for what I understand, that's Trevor Blanchard's new girlfriend. Hi, Kimmy. Also, we've got Fire Pro Wrestling, same night, September 29th. So 3 big shows, September 29th. The wrestling world is literally going to be divided. Where will we all go? Well, I'll tell you one thing. I'd like to go to this because it's in Indiana. It's at the Impact Christian Church. It's Fire Pro Wrestling, which is at in Maryville, Indiana. Go to their website to find out more and go to the ChicagoWrestling.com, or you can go to www.myspace.com/FireProWrestling for their actual site. But Lex Luger is going to be at this event. I think he just does an autograph signing, but the total package...
Right here. I think he's managing some team right here.
You're right. He's managing tag team title match, New Breed, Kenny Courageous and Devin Fury versus Risk Factor, Roach and Jinx, with Lex Luger in their corner. So Lex Luger's going to be managing. You got to say, he's liable to throw somebody in a torture rack at Fire Pro at the Christian church. So, I mean, even at a Christian church, you can throw somebody in a torture rack. You know what I mean? Rack. You know, and do the Stations of the Cross and break their back. It's only in pro wrestling. Got to love it. RPW, Prepare for Glory, Jason Dukes versus Metal Master. This is your show, right?
Yes, this is my show.
So part of the card we have, I've got some of the matches here, unless they change. You know, cards always subject to change. But we've got Jeff Mora. We saw Jeff Mora tonight, put a great wrestling clinic, versus Gavin Dunn. Steve Boz this time goes against Diego Corleone. That's going to be a hot one. You don't want to miss that. Frankie Valiant. Oh, so Frankie Valiant's coming back versus Adam Evans.
And then,
get out of here.
Other 2 matches would be Acid Jazz versus Bryce Benjamin.
Cool.
And
I got to be there for that one.
Yeah, it should be good. And then Alexander Kronos will be running the gauntlet.
Oh, my goodness. The King Leonidas guy, Alexander Kronos, is going to be running the gauntlet, which could be all the wrestlers, like everybody from the, or most of the guys.
I believe there's 5.
Oh, so he's going to have to really prove himself this night.
Yeah.
So and we all know that if when few stand against many, that's a true man. That's a true fighter. So Schiller Park at the 4 Point Sheraton, the aforementioned, going to be good, and that is all. That's the 30th though.
That's the 30th.
That's the 30th. So it's not the big 3-way dance of where will I go, wrestling fans? Because I'll tell you, the 29th's a rough night. Go ahead, Justin.
I also put out a promotion. If it's on ChicagoProWrestling.com, but you know, since there are so many shows this month. Basically, what I came up with is if any fan goes to any other show, doesn't matter, any promotion, and they come with that ticket to my show, I'll let them in for $5.
That's
just to
like,
support indie wrestling as a whole.
That's groundbreaking and also cool.
Yeah, that is.
That's like cool because that's what this show's all about, Justin, is supporting independent pro wrestling. I don't get to go out to as many shows as I used to, but that's cool. So so if you bring in a stub from another indie, and then there's all 3 shows the night before, you're going to give them a $5 ticket price to see your show, and that's going to be good stuff because we've shown the flyer, we've talked about the matches. It's going to be a hot one, fans, and it's only $5.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone who watches this probably goes to indie shows.
Yeah, they're freaks. CDKs at one every night. Same with Nicholas H. Those guys can't help themselves. Well, that's great stuff, and gosh, I'm going to try and go. But, we've also got WCPW, Windy City Pro Wrestling, my old stomping ground. Big shout out to all the boys. September 30th, 2007 at the Boone County Fairgrounds. And let's see, Adam Evans wrestling Steve Boz for the heavyweight title. And evidently he's not even a member of WCPW. I love how they give you all this background. Like, you know, just give me the freaking match, please. I think Terry Allen's on here, too. Terry's on there? Yeah, involving Terry Allen's back in. Willie the Bomb has got something to do with considering belts fit. I don't, whatever. I'm just going to tell you the names. Steve Boz, Acid Jazz, Marche Rocket, Abaddon, and he is Abaddon, Wicked, Damian Dunn, Gavin Dunn, Mulligan, Trauma, and Rudo Cortez back at Windy City Pro. I got to say, the Windy City locker room's really looking up, and Battle of the Belts this past year was a blast. I had fun, and I want my DVD. Please, if this goes on the YouTube, I want my DVD. I got to make a new demo reel. But, and we got anything else in here? No, that's about it. But right here tonight on the mat, what a show we've had. Some great matches, a great guest, and RPW coming up on the 30th. I'm looking forward to that one. And I got to ask you, what is there another show in the works after this one you can maybe tease us about? Like, yeah, you know, we might be here next, or I mean, we're just thinking about the 30th for right now.
Just thinking about the 30th right now. I have a couple of places in the works, some bigger shows I'd like to start running. But as of now, it's just the 30th.
Is there any outside talent you got your eye on that you might be bringing in?
I like Nigel McGuinness.
Yeah, the Englishman. Ring of Honor and IWA Mid-South oftentimes.
I mean, I brought in Austin Aries on our first show. Big fan of Austin Aries.
Did you get to wrestle him?
No, Steve Boz wrestled.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I want to bring in some old WWE guys, too, because those name recognition, you know? Your average fan isn't familiar with too many of the indie wrestlers. You know, if they see someone like Kamala on a poster, they'll go check it out, and through that, they'll see the indie workers. But you got to have that name on there to get the people in the door.
That's true. But I got to say, with quality posters, quality advertising, and guys like this that look like they're wrestlers,
that's true.
You're on your right track already, Justin Adams, and I'm very proud of you. And it's good to see you're still in there doing the swinging at the fences like we all should be. But yeah, so we've had a good night here on the mat. I'd like to give a big shout out to the VWA guys, Frankie Valiant and Stud Muffin. I had some people out here last week said you're running a stellar promotion out there, and more power to you. I can remember you when you're just the 2 wrestling nerds in the back of Windy City with your little Star Wars game table playing with yourselves, you know, and now you got your own federation.
Well, Frankie's actually the one who rents me the ring.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, Frankie Valiant out there in Lansing. Big shout out to you, Frankie Valiant. And we're going to have to wrap this up tonight. Justin Adams, it was a pleasure.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
D'andre, I'll even give you a nice little beaver paw there.
Well, you know, I'm normally behind the camera.
Yeah, D'andre's a big helper here. He does a lot behind the scenes. He'll move cameras. He helps put up posters. He helps us. And the fact that he turned over his bicycle one night. Where were you riding, a 10-speed? You turned over your bicycle on the highway. I know, it was a crotch rocket. He's got one of them madman crotch rockets. He turned that thing over one night, and we were all worried about you. And thank God you showed up back in one piece.
One piece, baby.
All right, well, for Trevor Blanchard, who's not here, and Billy Wack, we'll see you guys next week. Justin Adams, thanks for joining us. And this has been On the Mat Show 200 and whatever, and we'll see you at the big 300 show.